Hello and welcome to the GradTraders live stream. It's about 6 minutes to 1, so we're about to kick off soon. I'm just doing a little bit of research right now. So we did really well last week, and we made, let's put it on the right screen, shall we? We made £252.95. So, yeah. Now I've had a little look at the Nikkei futures since they've opened at 11 p.m. and it's not looking anywhere near as clear as last week. Obviously this live stream is all about risking £200 and trading the Nikkei every Monday, so that's what I'm going to do, whether I like it or not. But the market conditions right now, very, very mixed. So I can talk you through that, shall I? So, looking at the 1 hour, we've had this huge run here. Then we've had this dip down to the bottom Bollinger. It's not carried on going, it's reversed. But the buying MACD here is weak. And then we're heading down again. And this kind of situation right now could go down further, could keep going down, could go up. So the 1 hour time frame, very messy. And it gets messier than that. So 4 hour time frame, got these extra dark reds here, bearish, but in a very bullish channel, very, very much mixed signals. On the 4 hour, the daily, I say it was very bullish last week. You got right now on this opening daily candle, we're looking at a weaker MACD bar here, so it could quite possibly make some kind of inroads towards this midline Bollinger on this Monday trading session. We're 0.84% down since Friday's close on the futures. So everything generally, a pullback is looking most likely. But as I say, I've just shown you on the higher time frames that we're actually in the middle of some very bullish channels, and wouldn't want to be holding a short for long with that in mind. So here, and I'll make it a little bit clearer, shall I? Demonstration. So here we can see where it closed on Friday, and here's where it opened at Sunday at 11 p.m. the futures opening, and it's gone a nice little run down. So the sentiment is bearish with 2 minutes to go to the open, no doubt about it. And so that's the situation there. In terms of the news, obviously Donald Trump has come out again threatening Iran. So we've got those geopolitical oil tensions when he does this. Whether the markets are really going to react to that, I doubt it. I think what's going to be interesting, the trade that I really like, and it's obviously not trade anything you like, it's the trade the Nikkei challenge. But the trade that I'm liking the look of most in the pre-market is a buy on the US dollar yen. We have a look here on the 1 hour. And you know, so that is what I would be looking at as a favored choice, but it's not called the trade the US dollar yen. So I fully expect that in all likelihood that we'll see some bullish momentum carrying on here. There is a worry that the Japanese will start buying up their yen currency, and then obviously this dollar yen pairing would suddenly plummet, but there's no imminent sign of that for in the next hour or so. So that is looking like a good trade. Yeah. So the Bank of Japan previously hiked rates, but then the US are threatening to in some ways in regards to the economic news coming out of there, and so so far it doesn't look as though the Bank of Japan is managing to stop the fall of the yen against the dollar. So yeah, I'm liking that trade by the US dollar. That is what I would do if I wasn't speaking to you right now and we're in a Nikkei 225 challenge. So let's have a look at the Nikkei. Yeah, so do you know what? I've got 265 or 252 from last week's profit. I'm just going to risk a little bit of that, even though it's a Nikkei challenge. I'm just going to risk a little bit of that buying the US dollar here. It's too tempting since I'm here with you guys. And so I'm just going to fill out an order for that now. I like this. Look at this, 161.1. I'll put my stop at 161.1. Take my profit at, let's put it at 100 for now. Yeah. Let's buy that. So I've just opened a speculative buy the US dollar against the yen with a little bit of last week's profit. I've risked 100 of last week's profit, and we made 250. So since I've kept the money in the account, let's work it a little bit. I had thought about withdrawing it and then going back to 1,000, and then if you keep looking at videos you might think, well, what's he if his account balance has gone back to 1,000, it's a bit more difficult for you to keep track video to video how I'm doing. So I've opted to leave this money locked in this account unless I change my mind. I don't think I will. I'm gonna do that. Might have to reword the challenge on the website ever so slightly. So I heard a noise a second ago that sounded like some money was coming out of my account, so I haven't got time to look at that. So we're 3 minutes into the Nikkei 225 opening now. You can see this long that we opened on the US dollar yen trade which we're going to ignore for all intents and purposes for now. Although it has, obviously, it's on the chart, but I'll just make it more interesting for you guys. So let's get the right index up. How are we doing in the early few minutes? Oh, it's looking very bullish. Am I convinced by that? Not really, no, because I don't know what I've seen on the higher time frames, so I might just wait and watch and see how this early trading plays out, because we're going to trade at high leverage again like we did last week. So I'm going to wait and be very patient to see if I can spot an opportunity that I really want to risk my £200 on. We've got some good bullish signals on the 1 minute, stronger green bars on the MACD, larger and stronger than the previous MACD, a higher close than the previous MACD. These MACD bars are sizable compared to 1, 2, 3, lots of MACD previous. So it looks to most traders buy. But remember, there are a lot of things that has worried me about this. In fact, remember we had the futures the market futures closed on Friday around this area here and opened Sunday night here, went straight down. So that, as well as all of the stuff on the higher time frame. So we've got a engulfing candle here now on the so this is likely like it could be a good little. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell. Dangerous trade. This is a lot more dangerous than last week. We're already £92 down. And we haven't even put in a stop. This one might be over fast, folks. £200 risk locked in. Now, the reason why I took this trade is because there's a long way back to this midline, because the futures opened down and went on a run down, and the higher time frame is looking really mixed. And I just feel that this breakout run of green MACD here, because of the higher time frames, because of the futures opening down, that it's a bit of a fake out. And if we can get a bit of a momentum back to this midline, then I'm making money. And since this live stream is about high risk reward, making it a little bit entertaining for you, and that that's a trade I'm making. I'm risking this £200 here for hopefully £200 profit. So let's put the profit in because we haven't had a chance to do that yet. So we'll put 200 there. So right now we're on minus £15. We're on £4.72 of this little US dollar trade that I did that I really like the look of, but I can't do that because we're in a Nikkei 225 challenge. So yeah. So this is what I thought might happen. I thought these greens are a little bit unbelievable. We had an engulfing candle here, which I backed basically. So if this engulfing candle breaks higher, then I've lost my £200. But I saw it as an opportunity that I wanted to take. We're 10 minutes into the trading session. I basically backed this candle here to provide some bearish momentum that we saw when the futures opened here. So that bearish engulfing candle I backed so that I'd hopefully make 200, and I risked 200 when I did it. And I told you that I did not like the way that this day was shaping up for a live stream, everybody watching me trade. But sometimes, you know, you got to sit down, have a look, in my opinion, and make your money. Or not, as the case may be. So right now we're on £45 profit. £60, 65. So I've told you the reasons why I made the trade. This bearish candle here. The future's opening lower. All the mixed signals on the higher time frames. A lot of people will have backed this candle here. So 1 AM opened, then rose strongly, new lots of MACD, higher than all of this MACD. A lot of people would have entered there. So if it gets a bit lower, they're all going to start bailing. I didn't want to enter there because futures opened down, the high time frames look awful, very mixed. That said, because it looks mixed, I could be blown out the water. So I'm on 104 right now, 121. This midline is resistance. So all these people that entered here are really hoping it bounced off that midline. And quite honestly, it could. So we're on 107 right now, and I'm watching the price action very carefully now because we're getting into the break-even kind of territory potentially. If it doesn't want to fall below that midline, I might want to just chalk today down as a break-even. My US dollar's doing well, $2, or rather £2. £5, £6. That was not a highly leveraged position. I based that off the hourly time frame, this US dollar position. So not quite as exciting, the numbers, as what we're looking at here. We're on 93.50 on our Nikkei position. So we're in a red MACD here. Let's try and see. Doesn't look particularly strong. And the bulls might really have a go at trying to get my stop now. They want to prove me wrong. I mean, the news is really mixed. I mean, the yen is really weak, and that makes a lot more money for Toyota and all the Japanese manufacturers, and that sends equities higher. So that's what essentially is going on here if I lose. So that's why it's a really, really risky, dodgy trade. I based it off technical analysis. I based it off the fact the higher time frames look shaky. In the short term, the future's going down from Sunday night's opening. Had to take a trade, had to risk £200. It's the one I went for, this red engulfing candle here. So the price action's looking annoyingly strong. Doesn't want to touch that midline. It's not following, the price action is not following the MACD down yet. Wish it would. So this is bad price action for me. It's going up even though the MACD is red. It's Monday morning. The US dollar is strengthening against the yen. So some people are going to be saying, Toyota, they're going to make more money. Equities need to go up. And why am I fighting all those people? Why indeed? Because also currency traders are worried that any minute now, the Japanese are going to start buying their own currency again, raising interest rates further. And so that's why I just don't think this bullish run, in the 1 minute time frame at least, is likely to last all day. But I really probably shouldn't have leveraged it so much, because this isn't a very strong signal, this bearish engulfing candle. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell half my position. Oh, I think I've basically done that wrong. I've got a long and short open, which I didn't want to do. But for all intents and purposes, it does the same thing. Okay, let's just close that and figure this out. I want to sell half my position. I don't do this very often. So, how do I sell half my position? Would be, I think it's the pressure of the live stream, guys, okay, because I don't usually freeze like this. I'm going to pour myself a glass of water. There we go. How do I change the quantity? I bet you're all watching this going, I know how to change the quantity. I normally do. I'm going to close it for £4, £3, and then I'm going to open it again the way that I want to open it. So we're going to open it again, 75 units instead of 150. Or maybe 90. Yeah. And the reason why I've done that is because I think I leveraged myself a little bit too high. We're still on 1252, so I don't know. Break even when I did that. Now, I'm going to enter the stop loss now. And I'm backing this bullish run going wrong. Sufficiently enough that I'm going to make £200. We've set the £200 risk up there, £200 reward down here. It's not very far away as it looks. I mean, I was very highly leveraged to be back in that candle. And I think, considering that it is so mixed, we'll give it a little bit more leeway to go wrong, or rather right for us. So there's that. We are -7 and -4 on the US dollar yen. The US dollar yen is a much safer bet, to be honest. I really like the look of this on the higher time frames. In the 1 minute, but forget the 1 minute. It's this hourly that I like the look of on the US dollar yen. So my £92 risk down there. £99 profit set there. Let's tidy that up a bit, shall we? 100 and 100. Let's tidy that up. But it's the Nikkei 225 challenge, and we have got the £200 risked on the Nikkei 225. Leave the US dollar yen for a second. Go back to the Nikkei, the one I'm really worried about. Okay, so that's on the hourly. We need to get back to the 1 minute. £44 profit. Now you're all saying to me, if you'd have left that at 150 units, whatever it was, you'd have even more profit in the bag right now. Yeah, but my stop was just above this. And this gives us a little bit more leeway, which I think, given the mixed nature of everything I've seen on the higher time frames, bullish from the open, bearish from the futures opening, bearish from the previous day's session, this down here, wasn't going to go long. Not when I'm trading the 1 minute time frame. So we're on £47 now. And I want all these people that bought here to start panicking. Come on, save yourself some money, get out now. And the selling pressure will help us all the way down to £200 here. Now I kept going on about in the last week's live stream that my chart was green and pink. What I realized, and I didn't realize until the live stream went out, that everybody else sees it as red and green, because I'd inadvertently changed the color settings on my display, not within the live stream. So if you're wondering why I kept going on about green and pink, green and pink, green and pink, that's why. So I'm well aware everyone, including me, is now looking at green and red candles. Okay, so we're on £43 right now. The trading day started 24 minutes ago when at 9 a.m. in Tokyo the Japanese market opened, which was 1 a.m. here UK time. We assessed on the high time frames, we assessed the futures opening, and we really could see problems in terms of our technical analysis. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Well, I don't like any of the other higher time frames for a trade today on the Nikkei. So it's 1 minute or nothing. And then we identified here that it opened quite quickly, with a lot of people jumping on the Monday bullish bandwagon. We're in a series of very strong high bullish trends, and equally there's a lot of people looking and saying there's a lot of reasons to be bearish as well. So a real mixed technical analysis pattern. So I looked at this opening here at 1 a.m. I could see it looking a little bit fake to me, this bullish run here on the top Bollinger Band. And so we opened a trade here based off the back of this bearish engulfing candle. And then since then, we've never been in loss. We've never been in loss. We've had me worrying here about, did I have my stop too near to here? There's not really, and I felt yes. So we changed the number of units from, I think it was 150. We got out of break even and we changed that to 90. So the balance, equity balance is 260, which is higher than we finished last week. We've yet to lose, we've yet to win. So in regards to myself, my name is Matt Jackson. I've been trading, investing, and doing all kinds of nerdy, geeky things for a long time. And I do find myself getting a little bit lonely when I trade, and I look on YouTube and various trading publications, and I just can't really find anything that holds my attention for long. So I thought, why not put myself out there, connect with some people? It's been a lonely 20 years. And so I've done this for everybody. I'm not trying to make out that I'm the world's greatest trader or become some kind of guru, but I thought, why not create this challenge and create something that's entertaining and informative. And I've also been diversifying my business portfolio in a number of ways. And you can go and visit www.GradTraders.com, which is a trading hub where there's all kinds of going to be all kinds of useful things there for traders, and particularly the exclusive discount page that I'm building with my partners. You bookmark that, but if you need anything trading related, check there, because you'll find a valid coupon code. I'm going to stay really on top of that, not going to throw out anything, I'm not going to have anything there that doesn't work. And then this live YouTube channel is going to make me, it's going to give me something to do, and it's great to connect with other people. Let me just see how many people are on the live chat right now. Not many. So build it and they will come. That's my philosophy. So we're down We're down £7, £9. We dipped below the midline Bollinger on the 1 minute, and now it's right up at the top Bollinger, threatening to go a new level of green MACD here. So we haven't seen the fake out that I really hoped that it would just keep going down and down and down. It's looking as though I might be in trouble here. The top Bollinger here has been broken through, and it's threatening to form a new green MACD. Now, even if I lose this 200, I'm this is going to break down sooner rather than later. But if it doesn't do it sooner, then unfortunately it's going to be minus £200 for me on this week's trading session, which is not great. When I took that position off that bearish engulfing candle, I think the most we had was about £100 down here. And we didn't take it. I'm not a big fan of risking 200 and taking 100. We made 250 last week. We might well lose 200 this week. We've got this US dollar Japan trade where I've risked 100 of last week's profits. And that is a trade I'm much more confident about. So a little bit of a duality going on. Now, it's trying to gain some momentum again. It's saying, look, the dollar strengthening, the yen's weakening, Toyota, all the manufacturers in Japan are going to make more money. Equity should soar higher. We're in a very, very strong, higher time frame, bullish set of candles. So there are the buyers that want to buy this. But as I said to you before, there are also the naysayers. We're right on the top Bollinger opening the week here. Any kind of a pullback here would be completely normal, as would be going ever higher. So that's why it's a really mixed picture. So that's the daily. And it's a mixed picture everywhere, weekly. Looking very, very bullish, but the futures open down. And in the first few minutes of trading on the Sunday night, and the futures down, 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 down. Any kind of pullback could be possible. The 1 hour. The 1 hour's looking pretty bullish, to be honest. But, you know, it was looking bullish there as well, and then it pulled back to here. But it's definitely looking now more in favour of the bulls. It looks like the bulls are going to win this one. But it's such a mixed bag that I took the decision off this run of 1 minute green candles here. I would short. Trying to get down here somewhere. And it hasn't happened for me. We got down to the midline Bollinger. We got past the midline Bollinger. We got down to the bottom Bollinger. And then it's just kicked off this bottom and started heading higher. Absolutely what we don't want to see. Now, earlier on, we shrunk our position a little bit so we could push up the stop loss a little bit higher, because there was always the fear of this. There was a very weak signal to go off. But I don't know at this point that that's going to save me, because we're flying along this top line Bollinger on the 1 minute. The only thing that might help me here is these MACD bars are looking very weak. but the price action's not weakening at all yet. So it's looking like a horrible trade at the minute. I had £100 in my pocket that I could have took, and I didn't. And now I'm looking at losing 100, at least. So I'm starting to feel that horrible feeling. It's a wonderful feeling when it's going well for you, but when the market's turned against you and decided, nope, you're wrong, you get a horrible feeling. So we're on 107 down right now. If I close it right now, we're 105 down. We're 252 up last week. We're now 127 down. If we close it now. I do not want to lose £200. Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. $132, $142. Oh no. This is bad. I think the 200 loss is imminent, people. The challenge is risk 200. I can't start extending it. Goodbye 200. It's torturing me. Oh, there we are. £200 gone. So when we were down here with that 100, could have taken that. But I really felt that this here would bite this bullish run, and we would have the candles down here before a return higher, but that didn't happen. It got really sticky around the midline and it decided to go. So there's a part of me that thinks I still feel like I'm going to be proven right, you know. I still feel as though this run won't last, but certainly not enough to open another trade. It'll be a question of waiting another week for me now. So this one has been one big horrible pain in the chest. Absolutely gutted. Made 250, just lost 200. Made 250 last week rather. Now we've lost 200. That is it for me on the Nikkei. Now in regards to my US dollar trade now, which we had open, because if you go back and listen to my pre-market analysis, this is the if this whole thing wasn't a Nikkei 225 trading challenge, This is what I would have been trading today at this time. And we did open a trade risking half of last week's profit. But we've lost £200 now, so this has got a lot of heavy lifting to do. If it's on plus £2 now, so I'm not sure why I can't see the stop loss and profit. I know why, because I didn't leverage it very highly. So we're on the 1 minute chart right now. I based this trade off the hourly. So this was my backup. So I took this off the hourly. So the last trade we did on the Nikkei was off the 1 minute. We lost. I risked almost half of the money that I made last week on this. I risked 100 down here on an hourly time frame position. So if it goes down to here, we lose 100. Up here, we make £100 profit. And because it is an hourly time frame position, this is going to take hours to play out, not like the minute-based position which you've just watched. So I'll let you know how that goes on next week when you come in on Monday, whether I made that £100 or not. So if I do make the £100 here, and you're watching it with me now, I'm not going to change that 99.75 risk, and I'm not going to change that 99.75 profit. So next week, when you come back on Monday morning, 1 a.m., you'll find out if I made 99.75 or lost 99.75. And you'll find that out next Monday. The account balance is showing 1052 because this position that we've got here has not been closed yet. It was 1252, but we lost the 200. So we're still £52 up technically at the moment from last week's when we began trading. This is the second live stream that I've done. So come back next week and find out whether it's the account balance is going to be 1152 or is it going to be 952. And then based on, if it, worst case scenario will be £50 down, we would have been working for 2 weeks and we'd have been £50 down. So let's not hope for that. And we'll leave it right now on the £5.23. Head over to GradTraders.com and you can read some great comparison articles on various prop firms and brokers and charting software, and it's going to get bigger and bigger because I'm going to get I'm really going to focus on bringing as much help as I can to other fellow traders. And so yeah, head over to www.gradtraders.com. And yeah, a little bit gutted. We got to such a flying start last week with the £250 profit, and then to lose 200 now on the second week stings. It really, really stings. But I'm hopeful this US dollar yen trade is going to come to my rescue and bring back £100 of that profit. And tune back Monday and you'll find out either way. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Matt Jackson, and I see you next week at 1 a.m.